Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Today I'm talking about how to act when a woman ignores you. So when a woman ignores you, I guess it can be in two different realms, right? It could be that you've sent a message to a woman and you didn't get a response, right? So you asked her a question, maybe you asked her out and she just flat out ignored you or something like that and she ghosted you essentially. Or it could be when you're actually out in person and you approach a woman and she just flat out ignores you. I think the second one is a lot more confrontational and a lot more awkward, right? It's easier to get around someone who's ghosted you than the interaction of, you know, going up to a woman hoping that maybe you're going to get her phone number and she just ignores you. So with the first example of a woman who has just ghosted you, so let's say you've asked her out or you just asked her a question like, hey, how are you? And she has just ghosted you and she hasn't responded. Maybe she's even seen the message and you've seen like the little icon that says that she's seen the message. You've got the receipt basically that she's seen it and she hasn't responded, right? So what do? So the worst thing that you can do is to send another message. Like, don't send another message. She's got your message, right? It's on her phone. She's seen it. Well, she may not have seen it, but it's definitely, you can probably tell if it's been delivered or not, right? So she probably has seen it, because I know sometimes you can like see a message without opening it. You can read it without opening it. So she probably has seen the message. And the reason why it's best to not do anything to begin with is because she might be busy, right? She might actually just be really caught up in different things, and that's the reason why she hasn't responded yet. Now, I have friends who respond instantly to my messages, and I also have friends that take a while to respond to any messages that I send, right? But they get back to me eventually, right? Sometimes people are just a bit of a scatterbrain when it comes to replying to things, right? Some people are really good, but some people, you know, they if they've got a busy life, you know, for example, like one of those people I just discussed, like one of those friends of mine has recently just had a baby, so I know that she's really busy, and I'm not going to bombard her with messages, basically, because I know she has a busy life, and she'll get back to me when she will, right? So I'm not too fussed about any of those things, right? So what you got to realize is that she might just be busy. So it's best to ignore what's happened and to not send any more messages, because for whatever reason, maybe she was busy, right? And if you send another message that's angry or you sound really butthurt about what's happened, then you're going to ruin any chance that you may have actually had. Because let's say she's just been busy and she was going to get back to you, but now you've sent an angry message saying, why are you ignoring me? Or basically you're not leaving her alone and you just keep on sending the same message over and over again or something like that. Hoping that she's going to read it. It just makes you look needy. It makes you look insecure. It makes it look like you are bothered by the fact that she hasn't responded to you. And if you look, basically women respond better to men who are the least affected by them. So if she ghosts the guy, he doesn't act any differently, she's more likely to feel more positively towards that guy than the guy that gets upset about it or just won't leave her alone and keeps on sending her messages and asking her why she's not responding and things like that, right? Because what you got to understand, especially if this is someone you don't really know too well yet, like let's say you started talking to her online, like on a dating app, or you only recently just got a number, what you got to remember is that she's not in love with you yet, right? She probably doesn't have you at like a really high priority in her life. Like you're not going to be paramount to maybe the other things that she's going through. Because if she's got other issues that are going on right now, let's say like she's got problems at work or she's stressed or she's just going through the motions, right, over certain things, right? She's gonna put her mental health first because that's more important to her, and she's gonna put those other things that are more pressing, right? And she may not feel right now that her interaction with you is top priority, like above everything else going on in her life. And it's really narcissistic to believe that a woman should put you as the top priority in her life and make you paramount if you've only been speaking to her for a few days, right? So just give her time to respond because she may actually do so. Now, if you never hear from her again, then that's fine as well, because obviously she's not that interested. She's not that into you. So there's nothing really much you can do about that. So you might as well just move on, right, with your life and find someone who is. Because what you want to do is you want to find a woman who's enthusiastic about you, who really likes you, who's super interested in you. And a woman that likes you and is super interested in you will respond to you eventually, right? And if you never get a response out of this woman, then that means she wasn't that into you to begin with, right? So therefore, she's actually done you a favor by not responding to you and wasting your time, because now you can just move on and speak to other women who are more enthusiastic about you, you see. So what do you do then if a woman ignores you in public, right? You go up to a woman and maybe you ask for a phone number, or you're trying to start a conversation with you, and she just flat out ignores you and just blanks you. To be honest, the best thing that I would personally do in that situation is I'll just be like, okay, and just walk away. I wouldn't like try and get her to say something or anything like that, because if she's ignoring you and she's obviously heard you, then she's just being rude, or just, I don't know, maybe she's got a boyfriend and her boyfriend has told her not to talk to guys or whatever, or strange guys, that she doesn't know. So either way, like, it's better to just walk away. Like, if she's ignoring you, if she's not saying anything to you, if she's giving you a blank stare, or she may even put her hand in front of your face or something like that, like basically say talk to the hand, basically, right? It's best to just be like, okay, whatever, and just walk away, right? It's not a good idea to try and hang around her and try to get her to say something and things like that, because it's just going to make you look like a creep, right? And you don't want to come across as a creep who just sort of hangs around women when they've clearly tried to reject you, right? So obviously maybe a woman like this has a bit of an attitude problem. She could easily just say to you something like, hey, you know what, I'm not interested in talking to you. I've got a boyfriend and things like that, and I can tell that maybe you're wanting something with me. Or it's a good idea for a woman to just be honest about those kinds of things. But and that's personally the way that I would deal with it. Like, if someone came up to me and I could tell that they were like hoping to get my phone number or something like that, I'd be like, look, sorry, I'm married, I'm not interested. You're better off talking to someone else, trust me, right? And then I would just sort of like walk away. But if that person continued to try and talk to me, then I would start getting a little bit freaked out and worried, and I'd probably call my dad or my brother, or I'd call my wife if she or I would try and find my wife if she was close to me. But if I was out on my own, then I would be worried if a guy kept on trying to talk to me when I clearly said no to him and started to ignore him, right? So be very careful with hanging about women who are clearly not interested, right? Because you may come across as creepy, and you don't want to get into a fight because you don't know who else is around, right? So it's just not worth it. When a woman is ignoring you, just walk away. That's the best thing that you can do. That's the best way that you can act. And you know what, you may even say something like, as well, like if you want to put it off on a more positive note, before you walk away, you could just say, okay, I just want to talk to you. It's fine, you don't want to talk to me, but take it as a compliment, and I hope you have a nice day. And then you walk away, and then you've dealt with it in a very mature way, right? So that's something else that you may want to try and do. But when a woman is ignoring you, there's not really much you can do about it, right? And the best way to act is just to let it go and to walk away from that girl, and don't try to force things, basically. And there's a quote that I really like that says, if you're trying to force it, it's probably shit. Okay, if you think about it in that kind of way. So it's best when a woman's ignoring you to just walk away. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.ChristineLoveridge.com, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.